My name is Jean-Caude. I'm educator at ATTA EDU, and we are here in Bosnia, and we've been doing guide training for the Western Balkans. It's been a 5-day, very intense and positive training.
And my name is Dan Moore. I'm also an educator with Adventure Travel Trade Association, Adventure EDU, and it has been intense but incredibly inspiring. Having people from 4 different countries within the Balkans, people with incredible backgrounds, experiences, the word that comes to me is an inspiration.
Yeah, it was a nice training, and there is a historical background of that because recently, like less than 20 years ago, we were in a country where they were at war. And now we've been with young people, guide in the adventure travel, and these people are really showed us that they really want to be together. They want to present this destination not as Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, or Montenegro, but as the Balkans, which makes a lot of sense historically, geographically, geologically. So I think we gave a small stone to this beautiful, beautiful house of the Balkans.
In 2014, I did research on what adventure travel guides, the resources they had, the training that they had access to, and the requirements, certifications, both from governments, associations. And of course, we had a feeling early on that internationally there was very little that was happening across the board. And through members of the Adventure Travel Trade Association, it was determined that if we could develop some kind of a standard that connected the dots between Macedonia to Montana to Salta, Argentina, something that was universal, this could be very powerful, not only for guides themselves, but for the destinations, to help them determine what is going to be required for the guides. So Jean-Claude, myself, and a few dozen other people from around the world came up with the Adventure Travel Guide Qualifications and Performance Standard. Of course, once you release a standard, you realize there are gaps around the globe, and so we worked together to create a training program that would help build that foundation. To be an adventure travel guide is a lifelong training, lifelong art form to pursue, but this training in only 5 days is designed to really put out there, here is what a guide should strive for. There's many paths to go on, but here is one path that might be useful to you. So this training focuses on the 5 core competencies that the Adventure Travel Guide Qualifications and Performance Standard emphasizes. And so what we emphasize of the standard, number 1, technical competency, specifically universal technical skills. Number 2, the guide's role in first aid and wilderness medicine. Number 3, interpretation techniques, both cultural and natural history. Number 4 is customer service and group management. And then the 5th and final is sustainability, specifically minimal impact travel.
Yes, and I think the very specifics of this training is that it is a very, very inspiring and very special methodology. It's a very, very thought about combination of indoor and outdoor training, of theory and practice in a very professional, but at the same time very informal way, because this is the way guides are over the world. So we train inside, indoors, in a classroom, which is necessary for these people so that we can really have their attention and fix some concepts. But then we quickly rush out to the outdoors and do some practice. And this constant travel we do, adventure travel between theory and practice, I think that is the real pedagogical concept that is behind this training. And then that's what makes it different, and that's what makes it more efficient. In my opinion, this is where we gain a differential and a real efficient learning from the people, because that's what we want to do. When the people enter, and we want when they get out, they have some important learning. They wouldn't know everything. It's too big a topic. It could take months and months, but they feel with a strong wish they want to improve. And if I may say, in this training, we've been successful in having the people want to get more learning.
I think a key element there is oftentimes in the learning process, people don't know what they don't know. And so a training that is successful is not always telling them what they don't know, but opening the door, helping them to realize, whoa, this is a path I've never gone on. This is something that I didn't even recognize was important. Or I've been doing that. Even better is when they say, I've been doing that and I knew it was for good reason and successful, but I didn't know why. And so, again, I think that this is not your traditional training where you're point A to point B to point C. It's more about door A, look inside, door B, look inside, and get inspiration to continue to advance in these directions. Understand what you don't necessarily already know.
There is an issue with the standards, is that you make something standard worldwide, which is a very dangerous thing to do, because what we value is variety, diversity. So if we make everything the same everywhere, then we're doing the contrary of what we want. So what we think is important is to make maybe something common in terms of the basics, the big foundations, but then the way people do it, practice it, it has to be personal. People are free to develop their own creativity, personality, and local specifics. That makes it so interesting. So there is no intention of standardizing. There is intention of making people better. And maybe we are a little successful in that in the end.
Mm-hmm. One thing that we've been discovering in many places we've done training around the world is everybody assumes that their challenges are unique only to their destination. And certainly there are some very specific challenges unique to destinations. But a lot of the challenges that adventure travel guides and adventure travel companies in general face, they're not the first people in the world to face those challenges. And what is powerful about this training is when we bring together multiple countries, yes, they're all part of the same region, the Western Balkans, but we bring multiple countries together. They realize they're stronger together. And our job as outsiders is to remind them that these are significant challenges you might face, and you're not the first people to face them. You have resources, you have people around the world that are there to help. And I think that's what's very inspirational about this group. They felt like, wow, we can actually tackle some of these challenges and we can make it happen.
In my opinion, it was very easy to make training in the Balkans. First, because there is a real desire, local desire for improving adventure travel locally. It's a real opportunity in terms of development, in terms of sustainable development for the Balkans, to work together and do it sustainably. So it was the environment is very, very helpful. Then we have some experienced guides, people who know the area, who have a beautiful nature, and we have people with the will to learn and work together. So what we found are the ideal conditions to do this training and to make it happen. So it was not, I think it was a challenge to make it happen, but once we were here, it was actually quite smooth to manage.
1, 2, 3, go!